cell phones at this time. The class had asked that this be a dignified occasion. Therefore, we ask that moving around be held to a minimum because movement in and out of the Lyceum distract from the honoring of our graduates. No one will be permitted into the aisles or area near the stage for any reason except for our graduates. Finally, and most importantly, we honestly ask that you make it possible for each and every student's name to be heard by completing your applause for one student before the next student name is read. We thank you in advance for assisting us and honoring our graduates in this way. Thank you.
Good morning. After the entry of our graduates, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, the National Anthem, and a moment of thanks. Take note that graduates will be entering from both doors located at the back of Lyceum. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the processional of the Golden Triangle Early College Class of 2019.
Good morning. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem and a moment of thanks. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you join me in a moment of prayer? Lord, I thank you for this day, and I thank you for allowing us to make it through these 4 years. As we go our separate ways, I pray that you keep watch over our hearts and minds, that we stay connected to you. I pray that you direct our paths and help us to stay faithful to our goals. I thank you for every single person in this room, and I thank you for the family and friends that supported us through our ups and downs. Although we are going our separate ways, I pray that you help us to stay connected to and supportive of each other. Help us to be great followers and even great leaders, Lord. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
You may be seated. Welcome to the first ever graduation for the Golden Triangle Early College High School. Today is special as we celebrate both the culmination of our secondary education, but also the success of our beloved school, GTECHS. On behalf of my fellow seniors, I want to welcome everyone and thank you all for being here today and throughout our journey. Your support is vital to our success, and we greatly appreciate you. The success is a tribute to our families, friends, teachers, and community. At this time, we would like to recognize the following guests. Please stand and be recognized. From East Mississippi Community College, our president, Dr. Scott Alsobrooks. our Vice President, Dr. Paul Miller. The Dean of Students, Dr. Melanie Sanders. And the EMCC Board of Trustees. From the Lowndes County School District, our Superintendent, Mr. Lynn Wright. Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Robert Ballard. Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Susan Johnson. Lowndes County Central Office staff, and Lowndes County Board of Trustee members. These past 4 years as the integral class of GTECHS have been full of fun, adventures, and learning experiences for everyone. We have grown together as a family and created our own educational culture. Let us now recognize our GTECHS faculty and staff. Please stand when we call your name. Our principal, Miss Jill Savely. Our counselor, Miss Lisa Elmore. Our administrative assistant, Miss Sabrina Harris. And our teachers, Miss Sarah Beth Aldridge, Miss Brandy Burnett, Miss Blair Duke, Miss Annette Glover, Mr. Benjamin Jordan, Miss Emily Pegram, and Miss Teresa Scruggs. Thank you, GTECHS family, for all you've done for us in these past 4 years. Graduation is an important and solemn event. To that end, we would like to request that all guests abide by the following guidelines. Remain seated during the ceremony so everyone can see. Please do not leave the Lyceum until all graduates have recessed. Please silence all electronic devices. Please do not leave your seats to take photographs. Each graduate in our class is valued and deserves equal recognition. We request that you limit your applause so each graduate's name can be heard. Thank you again for joining us today.
This morning, I would like to take a moment to recognize another set of very special guests who have joined us today. I often tell our students that there are people supporting them whose faces they may never see and whose names they may never know. We are thrilled to have so many of those faces here to celebrate with us today. Looking across the front row, I see the faces of those who had the vision for GTECHS long before it became a reality. Those who fought for the students in their communities to have the opportunity to come to GTECHS and check up on them frequently. Those who ensured we had the resources needed to get us up and running. Those who welcomed us onto this campus and made us feel like family. And those who support us every day so that we can serve students. There are no adequate words to express how thankful we are for our home at GTECHS, but we hope to show our gratitude by constantly striving to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Graduates and staff, these are the people who envisioned us exactly as we look in this moment, long before any of us believed it was a reality. Thank you all for your vision of this moment, for supporting us through this journey, and for being here with us to celebrate today.
Good morning, family and friends. First, I would like to thank my principal, Mrs. Savely, and the Golden Triangle Early College High School, faculty and staff, the president of East Mississippi Community College, Dr. Also Brooks, and the MTC faculty and staff for their hard work and dedication to making this program successful. I would also like to thank the visitors for coming, and last but not least, I would like to thank the parents, especially my parents, for making everything possible for us. As we travel through these 4 years, there are many things we accomplished and went through. We came to high school just as little shy children, not knowing what was to come, but we are leaving as mature, determined adults. Many of us are going to further our education in college. Some of us are going straight into the workforce, but we will all pave our own unique path. Romans 12:2 from the New Living Translation says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." It is guaranteed that we will face many challenges in the future, but I want you all, including myself, to make a promise that no matter how hard it gets, we will overcome any obstacle with a big smile and a warm heart. It may be hard to see what the future holds, but I just want you to know that we all have a purpose to fulfill. No matter what the future holds for us, our lives will always impact others. Whether we are teaching the next generation or saving someone's life, whether we are building the next Eiffel Tower or solving a crime, whether we are starting our own business or driving a bus, whether we are running the country or even serving our country. Wherever that is out there, just know anything is possible with a little effort. So first class, always remember, nothing is too hard, it just takes time to complete perfection. The future is in our hands. And yeah, the last team is the best team, and that's class of 2019.
Good morning. First, I would like to start off with a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, which states, "Do not follow where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." I am beyond proud to say we have all done just that. 4 years ago, we embarked on this journey of many firsts. On the first day of school as a freshman, I stood in this exact spot and talked about how great this experience would be for us, not really knowing the outcome. But I had faith in all of us, just as much as everyone in this room did. They saw the potential and success that we were and still are destined to achieve. Without them, we would not be in this position today. So on behalf of all of us, I would like to thank our parents, staff, and supporters for the opportunity to be able to create something so amazing. These past 4 years have been a great learning and growing experience for each of us. From coming here only knowing people from our home schools to doing service projects together like packing clothes and packaging clean water for Project Ukraine, or even helping each other get through the maze at the pumpkin patch, we have become more than just classmates. We have become a family that we can truly say we are glad to be a part of. People always ask, do you wish you would have gone to your home high school? And I always reply that if I could do it all over again, I would not change a thing. From not having a school mascot or school colors to working together to become the first graduating class of the Wildcats in blue and gold, 4 years and 2 caps later, we can finally say we made it.
This morning, we are honored to have Dr. Nathan Oakley, Chief Academic Officer for the Mississippi Department of Education, here today to address our graduates. Dr. Oakley was appointed to serve as the Chief Academic Officer at MDE in July of 2018. He previously served as the Executive Director of the Office of Elementary Education and Reading, where he facilitated the transition to Mississippi college and career readiness standards, the implementation of the Literacy-Based Promotion Act, and the launch and expansion of the Early Learning Collaborative Act. Since the spring of 2016, Dr. Oakley has served as Mississippi's primary contact for the Every Student Succeeds Act. In addition to working as a school administrator at the elementary, high school, and district level, Dr. Oakley began his career teaching band, general music, and fine arts in Central Mississippi. A native of Starkville, Mississippi, he holds a Bachelor of Education degree from Mississippi State University, a Master of Education degree from the University of Southern Mississippi, an Educational Specialist degree from MSU, and a Doctor of Philosophy degree also from MSU. Please help me welcome this morning Dr. Nathan Oakley.
All that means is it took me a long time to finish school. My mom would tell you I was her oldest child, the first one to start, and the last one to finish. Good morning, graduates, parents, grandparents, faculty, and guests. First, let me say thank you for the opportunity to be with you today as we celebrate the first graduating class of the Golden Triangle Early College High School, the GTECHS class of 2019. As we gather to recognize your accomplishments, we are witnessing a historic day for you during a historic time for Mississippi. You see, for years people have said that Mississippi is on the bottom in everything, but that's changing. We're seeing great gains as a result of the hard work of students like you, parents like you, teachers like you, and communities like you across the state. Our proficiency rates for English and math are climbing year after year on state assessments, as our participation rates for dual credit, advanced placement, and career tech programs. You students know the rigor and the opportunity provided by these programs, as well as anyone given your time here at GTECHS. And you are certainly to be commended for your academic achievements. It was also announced earlier this spring that Mississippi's graduation rate has reached an all-time high of 84%. 84% is tied with the national average. Again, this is a testament to the hard work of students, families, and communities and teachers across the state. As a state, we are not where we want to be, but we are charting a course forward that shows great promise. And you are a part of that story. I would ask each of you to help share our story and perhaps to help shape our story in the future. I encourage you to speak positively about Mississippi whenever you have the chance. And as a lifelong Mississippian, I hope that you will consider making Mississippi your home for years to come. There are so many opportunities in our state, and we need individuals with your commitment and drive and skills for Mississippi to thrive in the years to come. So just like Mississippi's educational pathway has changed over the last few years, so has yours. Today we celebrate the completion of a pathway that has brought you to high school graduation. And even this pathway was unknown to any of us here just a few years ago, because GTECHS only came into place in 2015. You were the first students to take the first steps down this path. Your pathway forward is unknown in many respects. Whether you're planning to continue your education in a technical program, continuing college or university, pursuing military service, or you're considering other life opportunities, that pathway will have unexpected twists and turns. I know that today probably seems like a mountaintop to many of you, with nothing but blue skies ahead. Am I right? I mean, you are graduating from high school, right? Okay. But your life forecast will not always include clear skies and sunshine. Contrary to what you may feel right now, life is not always a beach. There are several truths that I've found to be applicable in good times and in bad, both personally and professionally, that I want to share with you this morning. First, life often gives you experiences that you do not want. Unwanted experiences can frequently serve as a major crossroad in your life. We really only have the benefit of understanding these crossroads once we're able to look backward. But if handled with grace and humility, these difficult circumstances can provide you with an opportunity for growth, and they can ultimately shape who you are as a person. As a first-year teacher, I had a rough year. But that experience did not drive me away from education. It led me to apply for a new start in a new job in a different school, and ultimately led me to some of my most rewarding years as a classroom teacher. More importantly, it provided me with an opportunity to work with a principal and a mentor who shaped me as an educator and who remains a dear friend of mine 20 years later. So my unsolicited advice to you as students is this: consider hard times as occasions to learn who you are and what drives you. It's an opportunity to explore different directions for the future. As a young family with small children, my wife and I were not at all prepared for a twist in our road in the fall of 2008. We were about to welcome our fourth child when our world was turned upside down. The day before my wife was scheduled for a full-term delivery, we found out that our son had significant developmental delays. Ultimately, he would be with us for 4 days. 4 gut-wrenching but precious days that deepened our faith immensely, that drew us together as a family, and that brought countless people into our lives who offered encouragement and prayers and support, much like the folks in the room have offered to you during your years. As difficult as the loss of a child was for us, and I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, the experience has given my wife and me the chance to encourage others in similar circumstances. What a blessing that has been to us. Secondly, life requires you to take a break. It's not about running full speed ahead all the time. Some in the room that know me will attest. This is an idea that I would say, do as I say, not as I do. I do not live this one out very well. In an ever-connected world and a burnout culture, you have to take time to rest and recharge. Turn off your phone, unplug. Find activities that you enjoy, alone, with family, with friends, and make those a priority in your life. It is easy to fill your life with busyness and with work, and you absolutely should put forth your best effort in your career and in your studies. But you must maintain balance if you're going to finish strong. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. Third, life encourages you to follow your internal compass. When I finished high school, I was exploring a career in math or science or engineering, but I could not get away from my love of music. I enrolled as a freshman at Mississippi State, taking advanced math and science classes, working part-time in a research lab. But by the middle of my freshman year, I knew that I did not want to move down that pathway. I simply could not ignore that inward pull that I felt. So I declared my major as music ed. If you'd asked me when I graduated from college what I would be doing today in 2019, I would have told you without a moment's hesitation that I would be teaching high school band. But, as I shared earlier, God often has other plans. After teaching middle school and high school for years, I found out how much I enjoyed other aspects of education, working as a principal and ultimately coming to the department to serve students and teachers across the state. While servant leadership has been the true north or the compass for me, I never expected that compass to take me where it has. So I'd encourage you as graduates to hold true to your compass in relationships, in decisions in life, and in life in general. The road may not always be easy, but you can rest easy knowing you have tried to do what is best. Fourth, life is not only about one purpose, but rather the multitude of many purposes, small purposes, you accomplish each day. There was a great commencement speech given, far better than this one, by Admiral William H. McRaven at the University of Texas in 2014. So I would encourage you to find it online and watch it. It is worth the view on YouTube. He begins his speech with, "Make your bed. Make your bed." It's a simple but necessary task. It's a task that, once completed, can serve as a launching pad to many more successful tasks throughout your day. It's a mundane, repetitive task, but one that, when practiced, can lead to discipline and an appreciation of the small tasks that all must be completed each day. If you cannot be trusted with the small things, like making your bed, how will you ever be able to accomplish the big things in life? I'm sure you've heard the old joke about eating an elephant. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That holds true in life. Each small task completed well leads to larger tasks completed well, leads to successful projects and work, and so on and so on. Many jobs in life will seem overwhelming. Final exams, dissertations, job interviews, presentations, parenting, commencement speeches. In each of these, simply starting and accomplishing the smallest aspect of the work will lead to completion of the task. In the end, you'll have a job well done of which you can be proud. And as Admiral McRaven points out, you're going to have some lousy days, days where you feel like everything went wrong and you accomplished nothing. At the very least, if you come home to a well-made bed, you can take comfort in that job well done and survive to face another day. And finally, fifth, life requires you to never stop starting. There aren't many guarantees in life, but this is one, and this is a hard one. You will fail. You will fail. As we sit here celebrating the amazing accomplishment of high school graduation, that's a hard truth to hear. Maybe some of you have already experienced that. I don't know. I don't know what it will look like for each of you. Maybe it's an F on a paper. Maybe it's not getting to the college you want. Maybe it's an interview that leads to a rejection. It can look like many things, but in the end, failure at some point is inevitable. What's not inevitable is how you respond to it. In failure, and I have had too many to count, we each have a choice. We can accept our role, take responsibility, or we can deny it. We can choose to learn from that failure and move forward to be a better student, employee, spouse, or parent, or we can hang our heads and allow it to destroy us. Failure does not and should not define who you are. It is another of life's opportunities to learn and to grow. Embrace it for what it is and continue starting again toward your goals. So today, you sit here as accomplished young men and women. You are the first students to walk across this stage, graduates of the Golden Triangle Early College High School. The knowledge and skills you have gained will serve you well in your future endeavors. But remember, life is going to throw you some curveballs. Be ready to hit them. Life in the 21st century moves at a lightning pace. Turn off your phone, unplug. In the words of the great 1980s philosopher Ferris Bueller, life comes at you pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Find your true north and follow it, no matter what the world tells you. There will be a million small tasks in life. Don't overlook them, waiting for the big stuff. The big stuff is made up of all those little things. And finally, never stop starting. Learn from your mistakes, pick up, and start again. Class of 2019, I cannot wait to see what your story will be. I know it's going to be a great one. I pray God's blessings on each of you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Oakley. Graduates, please rise. Mr. Wright, as principal of Golden Triangle Early College High School, I certify that these students have fulfilled all of the requirements for graduation as set forth by both the Lowndes County School District, Board of Trustees, and the Mississippi Department of Education. I ask that you accept their credentials and confer them as graduates of Golden Triangle Early College High School.
Thank you, Ms. Savely. Based on the certification of Ms. Savely and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it gives me great pleasure as Superintendent of Lowndes County Schools to confer upon you all of the rights and privileges of a Golden Triangle Early College graduate. Congratulations, class of 2019. May God bless you.
Graduates, you may turn your tassels. At this time, I will ask our graduates to please move and prepare to receive their diplomas. As our graduates are moving, we would like to take a moment to recognize the parents of each one of our students. Thank you for trusting us with your children for the past 4 years. It took a great deal of courage to allow your child to enroll in a school where there was no data, no proof of success, and no guarantee that we could back up our promises. You have shared your most precious gifts with us, and it has meant the world to our staff. Would the parents of our graduates please stand? Zachary Ryan Ashford. Elijah Edward Box. Zykedra Freetorrance Bridges. Samantha Lachey Brooks. Tyson Demir Brown. Eris Kaylon Buckhalter. Angela Brielle Bush. Bridget Renee Bush. Cortez Antionde Bush. Chastity Montrese Butler. Shakia Karada Butler. Jadis Marie Kane. Quentin Ethan Cheney. Douglas Trayvon Cockrell. Alexia Blaze Cothran. John Charles Cummings. Mackenzie Taylor Cummings. Cameron Jashawn Love Farmer. Nakaya Michael Tamisha Forrest. Keziah Shai Kanishayan Garth. Missed it, didn't I? I got to give Keziah one more time because I promised him I'd get his name right. How's this, Keziah? Keziah Shai Kani Aishan Garth. Richard William Gathings. Shelby Megan Grice. Zachary Houston Guyton. Kayla Janae Hairston. Daria Monet Hanks. Nyasia Zainay Harkins. Kiera Simone Hayes. Crystal Shantae Hayes. DeMarcus LaSalle Henley. Denise Nicole Jefferson. Caitlin Elizabeth Jennings. Danessa Monet Johnson. Scenario Jaquan Johnson. Amaya Joy Cahey. Samantha Grace Kellum. Shakiria Shanice Charday Lane. Curtisha Shantae Lenore. Sarah Grace Lowry. Letadrian Quandarius Maddox. Shacambriana LaRasia May. Brooklyn Gail McCullough. Jemiah Quion Mills. Shamaria Angelique Nash. Destiny Charday Orr. Dakota Michael Oswalt. Olivia Camille Porter. Christopher Bailey Ray. Alexis Peyton Shepard. Diamond Shanquanae Stevenson. Livia LaRae Taylor. Alexis Tamara Turner. Amber Tamia Williams. Kayla Demaya Marie Williams. Georgia Ray Wood. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the GTECHS class of 2019.
Please rise with me for prayer.
Would you please bow with me? Dear Lord, may this graduation be a celebration of your life within us. We give you all the learning, the skills, and the hard work of these years. We pour out our gifts into your hands. May we hold this memory in our hearts as we continue our adventure. Father, may we live a life that reveals your hope and be guided in everything we do by your everlasting truth. Amen.